This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, received Mr. Charles Johnson, the US Secretary of Homeland Security, and his accompanying delegation on Wednesday. The meeting was attended by the Deputy Ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, where the two parties discussed cooperation and friendship between the UAE and the US, especially in the field of strategic security cooperation and ways to boost peace and security on both regional and international levels. The meeting also covered security and political changes in the Arab region and in the Middle East. The UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, was briefed on Wednesday on a number of strategic development plans for the Road and Transport Authority. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and his accompanying delegation were briefed on the projects, which are being implemented in Dubai until 2020, which coincides with the Dubai Expo. These include the development of Dubai Creek routes, public transport, including Dubai Metro, the Dubai Tram, buses, maritime transport and taxis. In his presentation, His Excellency Mata Mohammed Al Taya, the RTA's chairman of the board and executive director, stated that the plans also include the development and widening of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Street and finding effective solutions to ease traffic jams through constructing bridges and new subways. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed was also shown the development plan for public transport and bicycle routes, which are to rise to 900 by 2030. The Dubai Electricity and Water Authority announced today the first class of carbon ambassadors for 2014-2015 as a part of the celebrations for World Environment Day today. The ambassador program looks to stimulate the youth through a select group of university students in the areas of sustainable development, carbon emissions reduction, and a green economy. His Excellency Syed Mohammed Al Taya, the MD and CEO of the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, opened the ceremony and stated that the UAE is striving to develop and boost its rich resources and expertise in the national energy markets, as well as enhance its role as a world centre for renewable energy research and development. He stated that the carbon ambassadors will contribute towards a number of lectures, workshops, site visits and competitions, and the programme will be divided into 3 key themes. They will be able to meet the experts, develop their professional careers, and will also complete a key project and core training.
The program is one of the pioneers today. I mean, we targeting the university students, and this is under the umbrella of the Supreme Council of Energy, and with partnering with UNDP, the United Nations program. And honestly, when we look at this program, we're looking at the future long-term strategy. So the nurturing the school student, the university to be like the leaders in the future in terms of greenhouse gases and sustainability. So we're looking at them like today we set this program, and we're looking at the future. They will take the responsibility in terms of either in the private or the government sectors. And we're looking honestly to them as the leaders who will make the change.
Recently, our work in developing the implementation plan for this strategy and the studies that we had conducted had already assured that there will be around 160,000 green jobs available for new green jobs available by 2030. So these people who are graduating, the students who are graduating from this program, will ensure that they will get, the job waiting for them and ready for them once they are graduated.
One of the activities that we run for the entire duration of the year, it's a key project. So we will convert containers, the typical 20-foot shipping container, in a sustainable bus stop. But we're not just making it easy. I mean, this project requires the teams to actually understand the balance between energy supply and demand, requires them to look at the materials, the carbon footprint, and make them attractive, make them livable for one of us to actually stop and take a break.
In an effort to further ensure patient safety and the efficient monitoring of medicinal products in the country and the region, the Public Health and Licensing Sector at the Ministry of Health has organised the 4th National Pharmacovigilance Conference under the theme of Global Applications in Pharmacovigilance. In his opening address, Dr. Amin Hussein Al-Amiri, the Assistant Undersecretary for Public Health and Licensing, stated that the adopted programme by the Ministry of Health has a deep impact on the concepts of pharmacovigilance. This allows them to evaluate the pharmaceutical item, collect and gather any unwanted results that are related to its usage, analyse the drug to ensure its safety to patients of all ages and categories in the country, and prevent any side effects or repetition in the occurrence of complications. He added that the event also aims to encourage the licensed companies to abide by the procedures of safe medical products and health providers, to inform the community with pharmacovigilance concepts, and the importance of informing the committee of any negative impacts on drugs.
The notification is done electronically now, and the committee also work together on the electronical way. And the committee has a website which is specialized in sending the alerts to all the users which they are enrolled at the MOH program, and therefore we are always following the most alerts which it will be released by the International Pharmaceutical Institutes. If the countries are active in reporting to the international organizations, then the alerts could be more frequently received by the countries through those organizations. But among all the countries worldwide, only 83 countries are involved on the pharmacovigilance worldwide at the program of the WHO, and therefore we as a countries which we are a member of it, we receive alerts so frequently, and the countries which they are not a member, probably there will be a delay for them in receiving the alerts.
At present, the World Health Organization's Pharmacovigilance Programme only has 134 member countries. About 83 countries are permanent and 23 are partial members. According to the report of the World Health Organization, the UAE joined as a full member to the Pharmacovigilance Centre in order to activate the system of pharmacovigilance and ensure the safety of patients.
The Common Arab Guideline for Pharmacovigilance has been approved recently. This guideline will ensure collaboration between Arab countries, and it will consolidate the activity of pharmacovigilance program, which eventually will lead to increase in the safety profile of the used medication. As we know that using medications is associated with a lot of risks, hazards, and side effects. And most of these side effects and hazards, it's not known when the time the drug get approved. So during the clinical practice, when the drug is actually used, there is a good chance that you will identify the hidden risk which was not notified earlier. And this can be known by the activity of pharmacovigilance. And the activity of pharmacovigilance starts from the reporting of unknown adverse drug reactions from the health practitioner.
The Knowledge and Human Development Authority in Dubai is enforcing stronger regulations in order to improve the quality of education in the Emirate, and that is through a rating system. According to reports, Mohammed Ahmed Darwish, the Chief of Regulations and Permits Commission at the KHDA, stated that the approval for an expansion of any school will now be directly linked with its rating. The Dubai School Inspections Bureau, which operates under the KHDA, inspects and rates schools as outstanding, good, acceptable and unsatisfactory every year. And new schools in Dubai are given provisional permits to operate, and schools start by offering limited grades. Gradually, new grades are added every year until the school reaches K-12. Darwish added that their primary focus is on increasing accessibility to quality education, and that expansions from schools that are performing well and are meeting the quality parameters set by Dubai are always welcome. And finally in the bulletin, the Burj Al Arab is continuing its tradition of bringing together the best from around the world, this time tempting guests with flavours from the Far East as a part of its Korean Spice Festival. Taking place until Saturday at its Asian-inspired restaurant, Junsui, the Korean Spice Festival is adding the fiery flavours of Korea to its palette of exotic Asian delicacies. Burj Al Arab's expert team of Korean chefs is bringing the theatre of the festival to life with live cooking demonstrations, one of which is the ever-popular flame-filled Korean barbecue station. Chili peppers were first introduced to Korea in the 16th century, and from there was no looking back, which is shown in the popularity of one of Korea's most well-known dishes, kimchi. Aside from the Korean fare on offer, the usual favourites such as Peking duck and hand-spun soup noodles are also available, as well as a host of other dishes at Junsui's 12 live cooking stations. According to Junsui's restaurant manager, Tracy Mu, there are a couple of special dishes that cannot be passed up.
We are so excited to promote this festival because we're taking the opportunity to celebrate the London Festival back to Korea now. So we use this time to promote our traditional Korean dish, which give more touch of the Korean cultures and as well as dishes. Would love to suggest you come and try our doenjang chicken, which is a traditional soybean soup. This is very famous and popular in Korea. I believe all of the family, they're able to make it at home, and which is really easier. And another one, during the Lantern Festival, we're going to have a talk. This is a rice cake. And what we're going to do here, we have the homemade rice cake, and the chef will prepare collect the traditional ingredient from Korea, and they will make the traditional way to produce and to present this dish to all of the guests.